Hey, how are we doing, guys? This is Sam Winkworth from Evolution Bootcamp, and today I wanted to introduce you to the UK's #1 fat loss coach, Paul Mort. Paul Mort, welcome to the interview.
Hey, Sam, thank you very much. I'm very excited to be hopefully passing on some killer fat loss information to the guys that are listening.
Excellent, excellent. Just before we get cracking with the first question, I just wanted you to talk about you. Basically, what you've done.
Oh, that won't be a problem, my friend. Okay, so without boring you with all the details, I used to be a really fat engineer. I was uninspired, bloated, and downright miserable. Actually, 10 years ago now, almost 11 years ago now, I decided that I didn't want to be fat anymore. I dropped some poundage. Everybody was asking me how I did it. And then I ended up moving away and studying to be a personal trainer. I'm now regarded as the UK's leading fat loss expert. I train everyone from Premiership footballers to professional cage fighters to everyday men and women who are sick of wasting their time in the gym, wasting their time with mediocre personal trainers, and who actually want to get real results and get a hot body. I also tour the UK, and I teach other trainers how to get similar phenomenal results. And I'm just at the weekend there, I presented at the world's biggest fitness convention. That's just a roundabout way. I probably spend about £10,000 a year on my own education as well. I travel the world studying with different experts in different fields. So yeah, that's me.
Excellent. Let's kick off with the first question then.
Magic.
The #1 reason why men and women fail at weight loss. What's just from your experience? Okay,
#1. Okay, so I tend to talk about nutrition and exercise quite a lot, and I think that's the answer that most people would expect me to give. But I'm going to give this answer: you can have the best diet in the world or the best training program in the world, but it doesn't matter if nobody follows it. None of that matters unless you can follow the program. So what I'm trying to say is here, the #1 mistake that I'm seeing people make is the mental reason behind why they want to lose weight isn't strong enough, or they haven't laid it out properly. Now what I mean by that is most people just say to themselves, oh, I want to lose a little bit of weight. Okay? What they need to realize is that they need to make that more specific. So they need to say, okay, I want to drop some body fat. I want to drop 8 pounds of body fat, and I want to get into a 32-inch waist or a size 8 for women or whatever. But even more important, Sam, is they need to talk about why. Okay? Most people don't get that why strong enough. Okay? And again, I can talk with quite a lot of apathy here, and I think this is why I've been successful, because I've actually been out of shape. I've been overweight. I've been miserable. I've been depressed. And I actually find it really easy to gain weight now. But my why is very strong. And my why is simply this. I got sick of feeling like crap. I got sick of people giving me the fat jibes. I got sick of clothes not fitting me properly. I got sick of looking in the mirror and looking like a bag of crap. And what I did find was that when I lost the weight, people treated me completely differently. So that was my why. I didn't want to feel like that. I didn't want to be treated like that. And I didn't want to look like that. And it was all for me. It had nothing to do with anybody else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah? So I'm not... The exercise and diet doesn't make any difference if the mindset isn't right. Because you, Sam, could give someone a phenomenal training program and a phenomenal nutrition program, which your bootcamp does. But if somebody's not following it, it doesn't make any difference. So we need to get to that why. And we call that inspiration, because inspiration comes from within. You can give them all the motivation in the world, but it's what they're doing outside of the sessions that's more important, and that can only come from within.
Sure. I suppose this comes down to goal setting as well.
Absolutely, mate. Goal setting, yeah. Goal setting. It's got to be strong. It's got to be crystal clear.
Sure.
Because otherwise, mate, when people are faced with temptation, with their friends who are basically trying to get them to stay the same because they don't want them to look hotter than them, they are offering them biscuits and cakes and drinks, etc. The only thing, because let's face it, Sam, willpower sucks. Willpower's non-existent. It's all about the why. If your why is strong enough, willpower doesn't come into the equation. Yeah? When I get off at things like that, I'm quite blunt. If somebody says to me, Paul, why are you not drinking tonight? And normally I get called gay. Suddenly, because I'm not drinking, I'm homosexual. And there must be a northeast thing. Why are you not drinking tonight? It's because I don't want man boobs like you. That is my why. Yeah? It's got nothing to do with willpower.
Yeah, I think I heard a quote from you a while back. It's better to rely on planning than willpower for results.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, I tend to stay away from situations like that. So when it comes to buying food, if I buy rubbish, maybe if it's for a cheap meal or something like that, if I think, I'm going to buy this for my cheap meal, that will not see out the day, never mind the week. So if I go for a drink, I tend to do it if I know I'm going to drink. So this weekend's my stag do, so I'm going on a stag do. If I'm going through a phase of trying to get some body fat off, sometimes I just turn my phone off on a weekend or I make up a lie. So I stay away from temptation because my willpower tends to be not that good. But if my why is very strong, then the willpower doesn't matter anyway. So, yeah.
I suppose that comes down to obviously the planning phase, keeping a food diary, know exactly where your calories are
Absolutely,
coming from.
mate, and know exactly where you want to go is the key. So, I mean, sometimes you just got to ask yourself the question, okay? Is this food, and nothing's going to kill you, by the way, because everyone says that, oh, well, surely that'll not kill us. Well, yeah, it's not going to kill you, but is it taking you closer to your goal or further away from your goal? Because every decision that you make is either going to make you fatter or leaner. There's no in between. There's no standing still. It's either fatter or leaner, and every decision that you make determines which way you're going.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Cool.
Moving on to the next question then, Paul.
Okay.
The best nutrition advice you can give to someone who wants to lose weight. That's quite broad.
Okay.
But, I mean, just from your experience.
Okay, from my experience, counting calories is for morons. Okay? And I didn't, to be honest, that's not my quote. Charles Poliquin said it at the weekend. Charles Poliquin's one of the world's leading coaches in the world of fat loss and training athletes, etc. And it's simply because all calories aren't created equal. Okay? So 100 grams of sugar versus 100 grams of protein, your body will do something completely different to those. For instance, it actually takes to burn when you eat 100 calories of protein, it takes 30 calories just to digest it. Right. Yeah. Whereas if you eat 100 calories from sugar, it'll do exactly the opposite. Sugar will literally be stored as body fat, and it'll cause all other sorts of problems. So yeah, you need to stop looking at. You need to start first of all looking at macronutrients, so carbs, protein, fat. Most of your diet should be based around protein and fat. And the only other thing I would say around that is you want to be looking for foods that create health. So stop looking for weight loss and chase health, because if you get healthy, you will drop body fat, because a healthy person doesn't carry body fat, and you'll never see a healthy fat person. Because to be honest, Sam, most people that are overweight have other health problems as well. And it all comes down to the fact that they're unhealthy. They blame all sorts for their health problems, but at the end of the day, most people's health problems are caused by the decisions they make on a daily basis and what they put in their mouth. Yeah? Sure. Yeah. So that's basically, it was quite a broad question, but those are the two things. Stop calorie counting, focus on macronutrients, and focus on health. Stop worrying about the calories. Calories aren't important. If you're eating healthy, your body won't store that food as fat. And by that, I'm saying follow an elimination style diet. Stay away from anything that's allergenic or is toxic in nature.
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Okay.
I mean, there's probably a lot more we could add to that, mate, but again, we're drowning, I think, in the nutrition field, and people that are looking to drop body fat are drowning in information. Yeah. Yet they're still lacking real knowledge, so I don't want to overload them with information.
Yep. No, it makes sense.
Yeah, those are the principles that I work with, to be honest, mate, and it's all about principles. There's many different methods within those principles, but my principles never change. I don't count calories and I chase health. Fat loss comes as a side effect of being healthy.
Just keeping it simple.
Yeah, very simple, mate.
Yeah. All right, so just moving on to the best workouts for burning body fat, and I'm always harping on about creating metabolic disturbance, how many calories you're burning long after the session finishes. Yeah. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm exactly the same, mate. We do a lot of metabolic conditioning. We look at what's called, let's face it, not everybody's got a lot of time. If somebody's got 3 lots of 45 minutes or even 4 lots of 45 minutes a week to exercise, then it's, pardon me French, it's retarded to do exercise that stops burning calories when you're finished. This counts for most aerobic exercise, it counts for Zumba, it counts for aerobics classes, it counts for cross trainers, most treadmill workouts, and it counts for jogging. It burns calories, sure, it gets you a little bit fitter, but fitness is a sign that your body's becoming efficient at doing something. When your body becomes efficient, guess what? It burns less fuel. It's like when you buy a car. An efficient car burns less fuel. Why would you want that? You want a workout that creates a maximum amount of metabolic disturbance. So it burns calories during. It adds or at least maintains muscle tissue, because remember, Sam, muscle tissue is the only tissue in the body that can burn body fat. So if you haven't got any, I'll guarantee you're storing extra fat. And the third thing is you want it to burn calories long after the workout.
Yep.
Yeah? And that's it. Simple.
Because you always get a lot of people talking about, jogging. I mean, because I enjoy going for a run.
Yeah.
But I always make sure I do my metabolic sessions as well from a fat loss.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do, mate. We have what's called a fat loss hierarchy, or a hierarchy of fat loss. And I stole it from Alan Cosgrove, who's a friend of mine. And basically, if you've done those 4 metabolic sessions, after that you can do whatever the hell you want, training wise. Once you've done those 4 metabolic sessions, you can do whatever you like. I do MMA and I like hitting the bag and I like hitting pads, which is, some of it's aerobic based. But once I've done those, I do 3 metabolic sessions a week. Once I've done them, anything else is just an added bonus.
Sure.
Yeah, but I think the other thing is, the flip side of that is, a lot of people are doing too much, and more isn't always better.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes less is more. If somebody's carrying a lot of weight, then jogging is about the worst thing they can do, because every time the foot strikes the floor, that's 7 or 8 times the body weight going through the feet, the ankles, the knees, and the hips. If you've got bad technique, that's going to be even worse. So, and guess what, Sam? The 2 main reasons that people aren't exercising enough, number 1 is injury, well, it's probably time actually, and number 2 is injury. So that makes jogging a crazy option, because it's an easy way to pick up injuries, and the only way to burn more calories doing it is by doing it for longer. And again, you stop burning calories as soon as you finish, so it depends what you want to achieve. If you want fat loss, then that's just the icing on the cake. You've got to make the cake first.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well said.
Cool.
I've got another question. I know you talk about supplements sometimes.
Yep.
What's your take on supplements for burning body fat?
I am a massive fan of supplements, but let's get it why they're called supplements. They supplement an already healthy diet. You can't take supplements and expect them to sort of make up for eating crap. Yeah, there's no point in taking them. You can't out supplement a bad diet. So if your diet's already good, supplements are essential, because a lot of these things aren't available in the food chain, or some of these things you'd have to eat a phenomenal amount of them for them to have any effect, such as fish oil, broccoli extract, whatever. We'll go into those in detail if you want to. Basically, different supplements do different things, but again, mostly based around health. And that doesn't include fat-burning pills, by the way. They just dehydrate you, make you feel like shit, and ruin your adrenal glands, which I know you know a lot about, Sam.
Yes, definitely. Very much so.
Yeah.
I need to talk about the very rare occasion where in your boot camps,
yeah,
where you see some, basically you've seen members have followed your protocol,
yeah,
followed all your advice, not some, not kind of, not
yeah,
sort of,
yeah,
and they still haven't seen results.
Okay.
I've heard you talking about a biosignature. I mean,
yeah. Biosignature is something that I still use. I don't use all of the time because it's very personal. Biosignature is basically, it'll give me, I take 12 body fat sites. It tends to be for more stubborn fat loss. So if somebody's looking to get healthy, they'll drop a lot of body fat anyway. But if they're struggling to drop body fat from a certain area, a biosignature will tell me why. And it basically gives me a hormonal profile of the person. So for instance, if somebody's not dropping body fat from the love handle area, it's known as the suprailiac site, then that correlates directly with their carbohydrate intake. Okay? And remember, that could include that maybe they haven't had any of the bad carbs that we talk about, so the bread, the pasta, the booze and the sugar, but maybe they're just overdoing it with fruit. Yeah? Because that's still going to spike your insulin. So it basically gives me an idea of where they're going with that, and then I can provide a little bit more of a personalised diet to go along with that, and some supplements to help. Yeah? Leg fat in ladies is usually down to estrogen dominance. So I can give them a protocol or some supplements that'll basically help speed up how quickly their body detoxes estrogen, so they'll drop body fat from their legs. And there's lots of different areas where we can work on as well. Make sense?
Yeah, it does. Definitely.
Cool. Magic. So for instance, this actually complements the supplement question quite a lot. If somebody struggles to detox estrogen, then there's a supplement that we can use which includes what's called DIM and indole 3-carbinol. Now, indole 3-carbinol is a carbinol that's found in broccoli, spinach, sprouts, watercress, etc. And it binds to estrogen, and it helps you detoxify estrogen, especially from the legs in females and the man boobs in men, okay? Because that's an estrogen issue as well. Now, if I wanted you to just eat all the indole 3-carbinol, you'd have to eat a phenomenal amount of it. However, if you took it in a concentrated form, in a tablet, it would speed up your results massively. Yeah? The same with fish oil. Fish oil is amazing for fat loss, especially from the love handle area. But if I needed you to eat that, if we didn't use supplements, then you'd have to basically eat like 7-8 portions of fish a day, and that's not going to happen.
Sure.
Yeah? So it's supplementing an already healthy diet.
Yeah, I think it's important to point out here as well that our food isn't as nutritious as it was 60, 70,
exactly,
80,
mate,
90
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
So the soil isn't as nutritious. So even though you're eating healthily,
yeah,
the food isn't. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not as nutritious.
Yeah, I would shoot for 10 servings of vegetables a day, never mind 5. So people shoot for 5 a day, you'd need 10 because the food quality is that poor. The other thing I was going to say, some of these things like, for instance, a lot of people have problems with the thyroid. There's a phenomenal amount of thyroid problems. Now, the supplement iodine is great for that, but it's pretty difficult to get in the food chain. It's found in things like seaweed, and it used to be found in bread years ago when it wasn't crammed with rubbish. But yeah, you can't really get hold of it, so taking it in a supplement form is advisable.
Got ya.
Cool.
Okay. Just wanted to talk about excuses, and sometimes in the past I've found sometimes people following the elimination diet or the diet that I use.
Yeah.
They kind of go through the honeymoon period, and then it kind of kicks in that they've got to follow it for another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, well, it's this simple, Sam. You can either have a result or you can have an excuse.
Yep.
So that's as simple as it is. At the end of the day, at the end of any program, you've either got a result or you're making another pathetic excuse again. Okay? And one of the things that I say is that it's not really a diet, okay? It needs to become the way you eat. Because the way that you've eaten previously is why you look like you do and why you feel like you do.
Yeah,
so why would you do something that got you like that? Why would you go back to doing something that got you in that condition? And a great saying is that if nothing changes, nothing changes. Yeah? Simple as that, mate. That's the way that I look at it. And I put a quote on Facebook this morning that basically said, the body that you're wearing today is a direct result of the choices that you've made in the past. If you want to change it, you've got to change the choices that you make on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You never ate anything by accident. You never really did anything by accident either. Once you get that in your head that it's your responsibility and that you take some responsibility for it, then it's a whole different ball game. Eating doesn't become a chore. For a while, you've got to forget that you're not eating for pleasure for a little bit. You're eating for results. You're eating to live, not living to eat for a little while.
Yep.
Yeah, and once you go through those 14 to 28 days, then you're forming a whole new habit. And why would you want to go back to your old ways? Because those ways are exactly why you ended up the way you were.
I think that's key right there, isn't it? You're eating strict within the 14 to 28 days.
Yep.
To build those strong nutritional habits.
Yep. Basically, you've got to give your body a chance to detox. That's why the 14 days are essential.
Yeah.
Okay, because with any type of detox plan, this is what happens, guys, and Sam's probably explained it. When you put food in your body that's either allergenic in nature and stresses your liver, or it's just toxic, your body these days and your liver can't deal with all of these toxins coming in. So what it does is it also doesn't want them in the bloodstream. So it sends them from the bloodstream to the adipose tissue or the fat stores to be stored out of the way, which is why you gain fat so quickly, especially when you're boozing. Especially you'll notice that when you're on a holiday and you're boozing all the time, you'll gain a lot of weight, okay? That's down to the insulin as well, but we'll focus on toxins. So when, for these 14 days, you're no longer putting this crap into your body, your liver can then do its job. Your liver can then start dealing with the excess toxins that are stored in the body fat. And it'll get rid of the toxins and the body fat that it's stored in, okay? Which is also why you feel like rubbish for a couple of days when you first go on it, because those toxins are literally going back into your bloodstream from the fat stores, okay?
Sure.
Make sense?
Duh.
And that's it, mate. So basically giving your liver a chance to do its job.
And this is why it's so important to keep it strict.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
No use eating healthily for the whole of the week and then going out and getting pissed up.
Yeah, you've got to give your liver a chance. Got to give your liver a chance. The more and more I learn, mate, the more and more I learn that the liver is one of the keys to fat loss, and especially with women, because the liver is also responsible for producing what's called sex hormone binding globulins. Now, these sex hormone binding globulins basically are responsible for cleaning up androgen. So it's basically responsible for cleaning up testosterone and estrogen, mainly estrogen. So if your liver's stressed and it's working overtime with everything else, then it either sends out dysfunctional sex hormone binding globulins or doesn't send any out at all, which means that all this estrogen has got to be stored somewhere. And unfortunately for women, it's in the lower body. So again, you've got to give that liver a chance to do something.
Sure. Okay, I've got a couple of questions, Paul, for you from these guys that have messaged me on Facebook.
Okay.
And a couple of people from my boot camp as well. I actually video blogged this the other day, actually. It's advice to people who are getting that sugar craving mid-afternoon. And I literally said, you've got to look a bit further on, a bit earlier on in the day as to what you're eating.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Definitely your breakfast, okay? This is where we need to start looking at what we have for breakfast. Because basically, if you have a poor breakfast that spikes your insulin, then that insulin's going to come back down and your body's going to want some more. Because basically sugar creates a craving for sugar. Again, even if it's fairly healthy, one of the big mistakes I see a lot of people making is just having fruit for breakfast. Your body doesn't know the difference between fructose from fruit and standard table sugar. It's the same with honey, etc., etc. Your body doesn't know the difference. It'll still spike your insulin, which means that when that blood sugar levels drop, your body's going to want more. Okay? One of the other things that you can do for horrendous carb cravings is use coconut oil. Coconut oil is brilliant for carb cravings because a lot of women have a lot of yeast problems and candida problems. Most women don't even know about it. So the problem is with that is that yeast and candida feed on sugar. So therefore, you get horrific carb cravings. Now, coconut oil, which you should be cooking with, actually has lauric acid in it and caprylic acid in it. And these basically kill off candida and yeast. So those carb cravings are reduced dramatically. Now, another thing you can do is get more sunlight. Because, I don't know if you've noticed this, Sam, but your carb cravings in the winter are much worse than in the summer. And that's because of the lack of vitamin D. Vitamin D helps your body produce serotonin. Serotonin is your body's natural antidepressant. If you don't get enough sunlight, then your body's going to be craving for some sort of antidepressant, which is usually in the form of sugar. Yeah? So the carb cravings in the winter have got nothing to do with the temperature. It's all to do with the sunlight. You'll notice that most people gain a lot of fat in the winter. And then panic because they're not in shape come summer. And again, weight loss can be, sometimes it's not just a fact that this is why the whole willpower thing is not all it's cracked up to be. Because sometimes it's more difficult than that, especially in the winter, because people don't know these things. They're too busy counting calories and then wondering why they're caught. If you're on a diet that makes you hungry, then the diet is very poor. Yeah?
Got ya.
Cool. That's it, mate.
Okay, another question. This is people who are eating on the go.
Okay.
And they're in their jobs.
Yep.
Involve them eating out a lot.
Yep.
And they're eating to all the time for work. What's
yep.
your thoughts on that?
Okay, so obviously the obvious answer is be prepared. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You know this. It's a bit cliched. If they're eating in a restaurant, then they want to be looking at maybe checking out the restaurant before they go, so they know what to expect. Maybe ask the restaurant in advance. Say, look, I'm on a special diet where, or you can just say this is what I do. Say you're allergic to wheat and you're allergic to dairy. Yeah? Can you make anything? Or just go straight for the chicken or the steak option with the tomato sauce. If it comes with chips or anything like that, just say, I don't want the chips, can you put extra vegetables on there? That is it. All restaurants will do that. Yeah? Pretty simple. Push the bread basket away, because once you start that bread, I'm guaranteed they'll blow the rest of the meal out. Okay? Sure. Maybe eat before you go. If you go to a restaurant, sometimes I'll eat before I go. Order the salad to start with. Don't get the condiments that come with it. Sometimes if I'm not sure what the dressing's going to be on a salad, or I'm not sure what the sauce is going to be on the meat or whatever, then I'll ask for it on the side. And then I may taste it, or I may judge for myself what's in it. Right. Okay, in fact, that's a great tip right there. Yeah? Because being on a diet or changing nutrition around doesn't mean that you don't have a social life. You just need to think about it a little bit more. Yeah? So check out the menu in advance, and if you know what you're allowed and what you're not allowed, tell the guy who's serving you. Yeah? And again, just make up a little lie. Just say that you're allergic to it. Yeah. Sometimes if you're not drinking, some of my clients use this. Say, look, I can't drink tonight because I'm on antibiotics. And it's not for an STD. I have used that one before. Oh, I'm not drinking tonight, and I just got a look. I just got a bit of a blank look, and I was only joking, by the way, I must add. But yeah.
No problems.
So does that help?
Obviously, the planning as well. If you're at work 8, 12 hours a day, a lot of people saying, "Oh, there's no healthy restaurants around. I can't eat healthy." Well, that's where you've got to toughen up and pack your own lunchboxes.
Yeah, so I mean, you can go to an Italian restaurant. They always have things like prawns, chicken, steak, etc. They always have that option on, just because it's not pizza or pasta. And if they haven't got it, ask for it, because they'll have it there somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. And that's it. Sometimes you have just got to toughen up, and sometimes it's just a matter of asking, mate.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot now, Paul.
Okay, mate.
What did you have to eat yesterday?
What did I have to eat yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go then. So, number one. First thing I had for breakfast. This is ridiculous, by the way. Zebra meat. So, wild zebra meat. Grass-fed zebra meat.
Zebra meat?
Yeah, zebra meat. You didn't believe us when I said that, did you?
I didn't.
Because I'm a big fan of wild meat, because I know it's been grass-fed.
Uh-huh.
And I know that it's fairly healthy. So I'll have that, and I'll have that with a lot of greens. So I had that with some raw spinach, lots of olive oil on there, and the zebra was cooked in coconut oil. And I had that with some walnuts as well. Uh-huh. For lunch, I had a meeting with my trainers. So for lunch, I had a big salad. Big boy salad. I'm talking a huge salad that had all the normal salad stuff with extra beetroot and extra avocado. So I still haven't spiked my insulin at all. I snacked on nuts, celery, and hummus. And for my evening meal last night, I don't believe in the whole eating small, little and often, by the way, because I think you're just stressing your digestive system, etc., and it's causing. If you need to eat little and often, then your 3 meals a day haven't been sensible enough. They haven't been nutritious enough, because you shouldn't need to eat 6 meals a day. Let's face it, most people can't do little and often. They can do often, especially men, but they can't do little, and they're doing nothing like little. Sure. And it's like, this is the way I like to explain it to my clients. Eating 6 meals a day, and I used to believe in this, Sam. I changed my mind all the time the more I learn. And I'd be an advocate of this, 6 meals a day. And the actual evidence on it, it was actually you only burned an extra 47 calories a day from eating 6 meals. That's like walking to the toilet and taking a leak. So that's insignificant, yeah? That's like farting against a hurricane. It's not going to work. And it's like this. Imagine your toughest boot camp workout, okay? It's like saying this. I want you to do that workout every 2 hours. Because that's what you do in your digestive system and your liver. As opposed to saying, okay, I want you to do this 3 times today, but only when you feel ready for it. That's exactly what you're saying in your digestive system. Okay, so it's one or the other. So you're saying your digestive system, look, I'm going to make you work really hard every 2 hours. Sometimes, let's face it, Sam, most people get stressed about eating every 2 hours. When I've told people to change the way they eat, it hasn't been a problem, this. Especially for women, because a lot of women, my girlfriend's, obviously, we've just had a 3-month-old baby. If I told her to eat every 2 hours, she'd be like, there's no way I can eat every 2 hours. No way. And then but then you're saying, okay, how about you just eat 3 times? Eat a balanced, I hate that balance saying, but eat a nutritious meal when you're hungry. Simple as that. Yeah?
Yeah.
And it's like that. Exactly the same, mate. So yeah, very simple. Anyway, and for my evening meal last night, I trained in the afternoon, so I was allowed a little bit more carbs. Not that I'm giving myself an excuse there. I had what I like to call healthy fish and chips. So I had a big old bit of fish with wheat-free batter fried in coconut oil. I had spicy parsnip chips done in coconut oil. And I had green beans and Moj 2 done in tamari, which is wheat-free soy sauce and garlic. And that's it, sir.
Sounds very nutritious.
Yeah, very cool. And nothing in there that you think, oh, that sounds a bit like rabbit food, especially the zebra.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it right there as well. A lot of people think they have to eat, when they eat healthily or when they're embarking on a healthy nutrition plan, they have to start eating chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
And that's not the case, is it?
I can't remember the last time I eat chicken, mate, because I'm a type of guy that I like to keep it simple. Like I probably only have about 5 meals. Over the course of the week, I probably have probably 6 or 7 meals over the course of the week. I tend to stick to things that I know how to cook well. But then what happens then is I sicken myself with the food. Yeah. So I can't actually remember the last time I ate chicken. I think that's why I'm eating zebra. And that's it, mate. So.
And there's lots of recipes out there that people can use, can't they?
Oh, lots of recipes, mate. I'm going to throw a blatant pitch in here. Check out the fitnesscampcookbook.co.uk. There's some phenomenal recipes in there, including, mate, and I don't know if you've seen it, including egg custard tarts, chocolate cherry muffins, etc., etc. And these are all wheat-free, dairy-free, sugar-free.
I'm there already. Which
is pretty amazing. Yeah, you're there already. The fitnesscampcookbook.co.uk. And this is actually, I'm going to tell you the truth. I didn't write this. One of my clients wrote it because she was getting bored of eating, and everybody's like, "Wow, what is that you're making?" So yeah, this morning actually she brought Scotch eggs, clean Scotch eggs. No idea how she made those, but yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, get you guys to head on over there.
Excellent.
Cool.
Paul, you've been a saviour. Thanks a lot for all your
Thanks,
information.
Mate. Not a problem. I hope the guys end up using it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Enjoy your stag weekend.
I'm actually dreading it, mate, because I never drink. And it's 2 days and 2 nights. So I think I'm going to have to take Monday off work.
Well, Paul, it's been great talking to you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, mate.
Don't forget to check out that website. It was thefitnesscamp.co.uk. Is that right?
Fitnesscampcookbook.co.uk.
Fitnesscampcookbook.co.uk. Lots of recipes there.
Yeah.
It's been Sam Winkworth for Evolution Bootcamp talking to the UK's #1 fat loss coach, Paul Mort.
Magic, sir.
See you soon.
Perfect. Speak to you soon, buddy.
See you later, guys.